I'm live. I think I'm gonna go back and like edit some of these videos where I just like go live because I know at the beginning it's kind of crazy. But what I wanted to do, oh, here's my microphone. What I wanted to do, either quick or even really not that quick, is to hold on, y'all. Yeah, is to just like go over some bids like in your area. So I want those who are able to come on to choose a location, and then we can find some bids in your area using one of my favorite services called Instantmarks. So if you come in, say who you are, please, and where you are located, and then let me know if you want me to look at a specific location for local opportunities, because I'm kind of big on local. And please let me know if you can hear me too, because this is like midday shenanigans. So let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a comment or something, and I can go over some opportunities. So I'm gonna see now. I've never actually like shared a screen using this service, StreamYard. So when you pop in, let me make sure I make that clear. When you enter, please share where you are located. And you can hear me. Thank you. King Prince 419. Thank you. So King Prince, since you're the first person to say something, can you let me know what location you're in? Like city, state, county, city, county, state. So local contracting is like state, county, city, school system, university system, everything that's but state and down. So King Prince 419. I'm not about to go through this today with me not being able to talk. So he's in Toledo, Ohio. Okay, I actually was looking for some opportunities for a previous client in Toledo. So I'm gonna share my screen using Instantmarks. I don't want to like make this super, like a whole just a conversation, because for the people who are gonna watch the replay. But okay, it's actually doing well on this shared screen. So when you pop in, I wonder if I can pin this message. Nope, not hide it. Okay, yeah, boom. So it's highlighted. So I gotta go back. Boom. All right, great. So we're gonna look at Toledo, Ohio. Now, what industry are you in? King Prince. We're gonna go to Lee. I probably should have copied and pasted. I'm using a Mac, so forgive me of how crazy it looks. So Toledo. I mean, that's for the Toledo, Toledo, Ohio. That's actually the location. So what industry are you in? So Command B. Okay. Again, I'm using a Mac, so y'all gonna have to forgive me. You hear me? So let me know, are you in an industry? And anybody else, please share. Okay, he's in transportation. Great. So we're gonna go back here and go to transportation. Semis. Did I not spell transportation correctly? Transportation in Toledo, Ohio. Okay, let's just do Ohio, USA. I think y'all can, yeah, you can see the screen. Okay, so look, I'm not in transportation, so I don't necessarily know what all this stuff means. Oh, he's using that word, middleman. So tell me what middleman means to you. Okay, King Prince, what exactly does it mean to you? If you could sum it up in a couple of sentences or one sentence. But for the transportation, we see turnpike services, toll plazas, roadway. So it looks like, okay, infrastructure firms provide marketing, advertising, sales, and services from its service plazas. Okay, so that's probably not your industry, even though I put transportation, but it falls under transportation. So that's why it's kind of tricky when it comes to looking up opportunities, because people will tell me couldn't find anything. I'm like, I doubt you couldn't find anything, but you got to put in, sometimes you got to be very specific. And they're looking for an event planner for the Golden Bus Awards for the transit system. Obviously not your industry. So let's go with let me put in semi. I hope y'all can't hear my dog because she is going berserk. Okay. So semi-annual hull parts kit through DOD. So you can see it, right? So you can, oh my God, my dog is going crazy. So for the sake of time, King Prince, since you are in transportation, that has been a tricky industry for me, because it's really about like whether it's specific type of delivery. And a lot of times people, if they deliver, let's say, cold refrigerated products, they'll usually like speak about the refrigerated, like whatever it's called, like cold transport or something like that. So it's sometimes a little bit deeper than just saying transportation. So we're going to go over to DIG said, how about Connecticut? What's your industry, DIG? I need to know the industry and the location. G Blanco official said, this must be a sign for me to do it. I was just watching your videos an hour ago. Okay, which video were you watching, girl? Let me know. So King Prince said, as far as middleman, simply put, identify projects, help small businesses win, then put my percentage on top of the quote they send me. Okay, so basically kind of brokering, right? So have you won any contracts yourself? Because if you're coming to me and you're like, hey, I can help you win contracts, and you haven't won any, respectfully, like how does that work? And then how are you talking about local? Are you talking about federal? Are you registering in SAM yourself as a company? If so, what NAICS codes would you be using? It gets kind of muddy, but that's not the purpose of this video. So let me not go on. Sassy Girl says, hey, Sheena, did you go over North Carolina? I'm not sure. I'm actually just getting started. DIG said, I'm just getting started. Okay, so if we look at DIG, if we look at I'm sorry, not North Carolina. You said Connecticut. So let's just not put anything as a what's it called as an industry, and just put Connecticut. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of stuff. And Sassy go, yes, it's time for you to do it. No, who was that? G Blanco, it's time for you to do it. Absolutely. So this website is called Instantmarks. Okay. Instantmarks is the name of the website. So we're going to put in Connecticut, 205 results. So we're just right now, since who was that? Was it DIG? Since you don't have an industry, right? We're just looking at just stuff that might pique your interest. Okay. So we see food distribution services, and I'm not going to read all the descriptions unless it's something that I find super interesting. And we have irrigation replacement, an RFP for professional management services and restaurant operations, furnish and install medical equipment for expansion projects, on-call engineering, a rental of 2 trailer-mounted diesel generators, emergency generators, golf course professional. Wow. So they're looking for golfing experience for residents and visitors, ensuring accessibility and affordability while promoting the sport and managing the course effectively. Wow, that's pretty cool. I need to put on my weird contract Wednesday. Well, it's due tomorrow. No, it's due whenever the 2030 is. I think that's tomorrow or Monday. Self-funded medical prescription and plan auditing. We're just going to go to page 2, and then I'm going to get back to the chat. Armed Forces Career Center. So they're looking for soliciting lease proposal for 500 square feet. They're looking for a space to lease. This is all in North Carolina. self-funded medical and prescription plan audit services, armed forces, career center. I guess these are the same. They're looking for lease of spaces. Now, the good thing about Instantmarks is it's federal and local. So they'll show you federal opportunities and local opportunities. So they'll just all be mixed in. And so Department of Defense, that's federal. And sometimes they say it too. It'll say specifically next to it if you're not sure. Because some of them they'll cross over, like USDA will be federal and local, and there's some other examples. Purchase of automatic flight control system. There's some boring stuff. Well, I like HVAC. All right, boom. So the website, like I said, okay, shout out to FJ. Hello, good afternoon. G Blanco said top 10 things you should know. Okay, that's the video you watched. Dennis said, I own an apparel company looking at getting into government contracting. This is some good information. I'm in North Carolina. Okay, let's look at apparel. Since we're in North Carolina anyways, let's look at apparel. And I cannot spell. Like, I used to be good, like spelling bee champ, but no. So apparel, as you can see, it had, there's even like a subset for uniforms, accessories, blah, blah, blah. So, sometimes you got to be a little creative in your search. So it has one result: fleeces with embroidered logo. Look at you. Oh, it was due yesterday. But look, even though it says due yesterday, right? Dennis, this is for Dennis only. Well, for everybody, but it says it was due yesterday, right? I know you're in North Carolina. Did we leave it in Connecticut? Wait a minute. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. My bad. Oops. North. And was I in North Carolina before, or was I in Connecticut? I'm sorry. I can't remember. But okay, so online apparel storefront, uniforms. Sometimes they categorize the stuff wrong, so don't let it deter you. High cut rescue swimmer operations bump helmet. I guess the closest thing to you, Dennis, would be online apparel storefront. It's due you got a whole month to do it, so this is pretty good. And you would just need to, this is Instantmarks, so you would just need to go to this site. It's in Mecklenburg County. That sounds way out there. I don't know where you're located, but let's see. And DIG said, thank you so much for showing that, for Sheena for showing that. No problemo. Okay, so what other locations do y'all have? So for me personally, I have been looking at some more speaking gigs. So they actually have like motivational speakers as a contract, believe it or not. Motivational. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I will post Weird Contract Wednesdays on Instagram. And I got to stop putting it on YouTube as a short. I always forget. And sometimes they flag my music on YouTube. So that's why I don't do it as much. But I post Weird Contract Wednesday, so you can look at some of like the strangest, contracts that are actually available. So I don't post anything retro. I only post things that are actually due, because there are some people who actually bid on those. And it was like, one was for jujitsu one time, and this guy that followed me a long time ago, he's like, oh my God, I'm like a 9-level black belt jujitsu master. I don't know what the hell it was called. But he actually was able to bid on that one. I don't know when it comes out or whatever, but that was kind of cool. That's why I don't do anything that's old, so you guys can have a chance to bid on it if it's something that you actually do. So, okay, Nick Dennis said that apparel storefront, online apparel storefront, is where you're located. That's dope. So G Blanco said, and thank you, Sassy Girl, saying that's in Charlotte. It sounded like it was somewhere else. It sounded like it was in a whole different stratosphere. Okay, I didn't know. So G Blanco says Cincinnati, Ohio. So what industry, G Blanco? What industry are we looking for? I think I need to research how to bid. Now I have a couple of bid evaluating videos on my channel as well. So the first step is, to me, there's some people who go after a lot of different stuff, but like you said, if you have a hard time bidding, it's going to be that much harder figuring out the industry while you're trying to bid, because these things are timed, time sensitive, and also, you know, you might have some unknowns where you don't know what to even ask, and so you're bidding on stuff blind. So it's better when you're kind of in the industry. So when you guys come in, just put you know, the location. Oops, not that. Your location, but also the industry that you're trying to go into, because that helps. At least when you want to start. It doesn't, you're gonna have to start somewhere, right? So no matter what, you're gonna start somewhere in an industry. So it's important to at least know a little something about where you want to say, okay, well, I kind of want to do this. So thinking supplies, but now I'm working on starting up a box truck business. Do you already have a box truck? Or are you kind of, you know, like what? Let me know which industry you want me to look at. So in the interim, and that's for G Blanco. So in the interim, I'm gonna look at motivational speaker. And look, so I always talked about Gov Directions in my earlier videos. I think I talk about both now. But with Instantmarks, it's free. Gov Directions, you do have to, it's like free to a point, but Instantmarks is pretty free. You can even get, you get the alerts for free. Even if you click on it when the email comes to you, it'll still give you like the information. I haven't paid at all. And I didn't see anything that I really needed to pay for. I didn't see what the upgrade actually provided. So, you know, you may not ever have to pay for anything on here, but I really like this website. It gives you the federal and local. So I'm going to come back to you guys in a second, and I'm going to put in motivational speaker from me. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay. So in Texas, consultants, speakers, and program presenters for staff and student development. Okay. Professional training, consultant, services, and speakers. Did they spell? Okay, I'm like, is that recruitment spelled wrong? Woo! I'm like, I know I'm not the best speller, but it's in New Guinea, so that it's a that's crazy. It's French. It's in French, but they're advertising it on here. So I guess you kind of have to, you know, those who know. Let's see, intent to sole source management concepts for training. And when it says intent to sole source, usually what that means is it's not typically, I haven't clicked on this, so I don't know for sure with this one, but typically when it says intent to sole source, they're making an announcement of who they've already chosen. And if they say they have an intent to sole source, that probably means that they couldn't find any other organization that qualified for this opportunity. So these are also great to look at for research purposes. If it's like intent to sole source for janitorial, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why would they say there's only one janitorial company to provide services? So there must be some kind of special requirement, or they're just lying and they just chose someone, and that's where you can step in and be like, knock, knock. No, that's not the only company that's available. So Massachusetts, okay, motorcycle training schools. That's not motivational speaker. I need y'all to give me, there was actually specifically one for motivational speaking one time. All right, let me come back to you all. So, so is it Crelise says, can you do Bay Area transportation, either trucking or medical courier? Okay, let's do that. Bay Area, meaning California, right? I'm telling y'all, I was not a good student. California, right? And you said, so transportation was tricky. So we're going to leave transportation over here. I might do the end of this video, just look at all transportation to see what words you guys actually have to use in order to be very specific. But for now, we're going to say medical courier. Boom. And this has 4 results. And this is the Bay Area. And this is for Carlise, is it Seveda? So pharmaceutical services, that's doing, you got 20 days. That's awesome. And it's in the Department of Corrections. That might be where you need to focus. Okay, they might need an ongoing thing for this and more stuff. Third-party logistics, 3PL provider. It's the Office of Emergency Services. I don't know what 3LP is. Hopefully, a 3PL is. Hopefully, you do. And then this is Loma Linda Furniture Moving and Installation. Requires moving. The fact that they have a name here, unless that's a name of the furniture, but that's not a courier. So sometimes, again, they could either categorize it wrong, or maybe it has something else to it. Ambulance procure. I don't know. Like what? Okay, calm down. So that's it for that. But it looks like the first one is a good one. And so back to you, G Blanco, with the I think you said Cincinnati, Ohio, and supplies. And I don't know what type of supplies you're talking about, but we'll just put in supplies and see what we get. I like this site too, by the way. And hello, Princess Lizzie. Happy Saturday. Okay. So for G Blanco, Ohio University hydronics and steam components and supplies. I don't know what the hell that actually is. Steam components and supplies. So it must be, it's a combo. So maybe let's put in office supplies and see what we get. Maybe that'll be a little bit. Damn. Ohio not playing with y'all. And I put in Cincinnati spelled correctly, right? Let's just put Ohio. Because if you're doing supplies, you can do it everywhere, right? So, well, as for bid book. What? Seeking drilling new potable water well. I don't know if you want to build a well. That's not some office supplies. What are they talking about? Unofficial supply bid. Okay. Get on my nerves. Let's see. Let's just do supplies for Ohio. Okay. Educational supplies. The hydronics thing again that we don't know what it is. Man down supplies. Let me see what that is. Supplies for man downs. This solicitation. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what a man down is, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Power supply. See, they playing with us right now. They really are playing with us. Let's see. Power supply. They playing with us. I'm about to say G Herbo. G Blanco. We're gonna have to be specific. Okay, office supply. No, official. That didn't even say office. Official. Help. Okay, look. All right, this is what we're about to do. I'm about to do paper. Let's do paper. Because Ohio, I don't know what y'all got going on. It's the same shit I already just saw. Sorry, I shouldn't be cussing on Beyonce's internet. Yeah. So G Blanca, we're gonna have to find another industry for you. I don't know what they doing. I don't know what they're doing, girl. So let me go back up. Did I miss anybody? Carly said, can you do okay? We already did that. Mobile, Alabama insurance. Okay. Mick West said Mobile. I don't know why I had to say it like that, but Mobile, Alabama. I'm acting like I'm not in the South. Did I spell that? Why is that not? Mobile, Alabama. Okay, it doesn't want to pop up, but whatever. And he said insurance. I like that. I've found a couple for people before. They were like, OMG. We're going to put just insurance just to see if we get a wider net. I don't want to be too much of a wide net. I was getting all these results before earlier, so I don't want y'all to think that this actually don't work, because it does. This is a great website. But, okay. See, that wasn't popping up before. Y'all saw it. Okay, insurance. There's no insurance to be sold in Alabama. None. Wow. Okay, so who was that? Mick West, are you able to sell insurance anywhere else? Because what? That's jacked up. So I'm going to type it. Okay, insurance. So I just typed in insurance for the whole US and property and casualty insurance. I'm not sure if you can go. Look, they got that in Ohio. See, Ohio had nothing else, but they got insurance. Woo. Okay, miscellaneous property insurance, excess property insurance, property and casualty insurance, and property insurance. Louisiana. You got to go next door. Midwest, you got to go next door. All right, let me go back up. I'm on this Mac and it is not. So Midwest, come back with let me know if you're in another state. It looks like Louisiana, you could do insurance. So who is this? Hello, Sheena, baby. That's funny. We do a lot of fencing, roofing, flooring, HVAC. Okay. We do mainly federal, but I want to do state. Okay, so Jonathan Taylor. Is it Jonathan Toller? Let me know which one you want me to look up because that's my industry. So there's a lot of each of those things. Louisiana. So Jonathan said Louisiana procurement has been challenging. I'm hearing that, and that's so sad. I'm hearing that Louisiana don't be paying y'all. Actually, somebody actually told me to stop telling people to do state because of that reason. So G Blanca says she's about to go to the site. So Jonathan said Fenton, Louisiana. So let's do that. So Louisiana. So I'm telling you, I really can't spell. It's really bad. And it's not popping up with Lou. It's supposed to automatically populate this, so I don't have to think, but it's not. I'm going by what you have, Jonathan. So I'm hoping you're spelling this right. Fencing. Okay. So this is for Jonathan in Louisiana. And I know you're saying that Louisiana procurement has been challenging. So is that at the state level or is that the city level, county level, school system? And to be clear, again, this is federal and local. So local includes state, just so y'all know that it's not like, oh, she didn't talk about state. She's only talking about local. State is local. I don't know where this narrative about, I don't know what people would call states. It's not state and local. It's local that includes state. Okay. But anyways, so for fencing, we have a lot. Detention pond fencing, bid security fencing for schools, security fence and automatic gate installation. Ooh, I like that. I like that. But somebody, okay, for those who came in late, if it like this one says due yesterday, right? Don't let that, can you see my mouse? Okay, yeah, that says due yesterday. Don't let that deter you because it's possible it got extended or something. That's why it's still on here. Or like there's an addendum that it got extended or they, maybe put it back out and it just hasn't really caught up with the system. I would still go on whatever the website it leads you to because it's going to lead you to a Louisiana website. And so I would just reach out to the contracting officer and be like, hey, I see this is still open. Y'all need help or what? Unless on the actual website, it might say it's closed. I doubt it, but let's see. Ground main. See, I put in fence and it's adding all this other stuff. What's interesting is it probably is like, well, maybe you're interested in this other stuff. That's what it feels like. Like we put in fencing and it got all this other stuff in here. All right. So you get the point though, I think. I think that was for Jonathan. So I think you get the point. And Tarika said, hi, Sheena, please check Columbia, South Carolina for travel notary. Okay. Boom. It's for you, Tarika. I'm just gonna put in notary so it doesn't act like you got to be have a broad enough net. I don't want it to be too narrow to where we don't get any results. So this is Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. That's interesting. So it comes up with on-demand interpreting and translation services. How is that related to a notary? I wonder if they need a notary in this process. So let's just do, so I'm assuming, Tarika, are you able to do notary in the whole state? I forgot how the notary thing works, but let's just do the whole state of South Carolina. Let's just do that. South Carolina, notary, so that one result. I will say this, right? When it comes to notary, I'm finding that a lot of people have come to me and said, hey, why are there no contracts or very few contracts for notary? Usually it's combined with something else. And many times I'm finding that notaries, since notary is so easy to get, respectfully, I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but because like if you go to an attorney's office and you're buying a house, for example, usually like the attorney is a notary or there's another attorney in there that's a notary. So they don't necessarily need to outsource that. Maybe because it's so easy to get, but you might be able to work with an organization that needs a lot of notary. For example, me as a contractor, I had to send my employees to become notaries because we have so many things that need to be notarized. So that might be something you latch onto another company in order to do notary. I hope that helps, Tarika. And Jonathan, ain't no parish. I don't know if are there parishes in the U.S.? You talk about Jamaica. Okay, so Mick West said Tennessee, Delaware, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. What site is this? So the website for Mick West, this is Instantmarks. I'm gonna put Instantmarks.com. So you can, it's free $99. I always say free first if you can. And you can see it right here down at the bottom of the website. So Mick West, what was your industry again? I forgot. Mick West was doing, I think, insurance. Yeah, insurance. So I'm gonna put those states in and see what we get. See what we get. Oh, thank you, Marion Hood said you're the best and you deserve the best. Peace. Thank you. That was sweet. I need to hear that today. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough month. Couple of months, quarter. So thank you for that. I really needed to hear that. Appreciate y'all. So Mick West, I lost your comment already. It went down to the bottom. Okay, boom. So we're talking about insurance. I really like those kind of like you're in that industry and you want to do contracts. Not to say that those who start the business brand new that I don't like y'all or anything like that, but I just really like when someone already does the business and then they go into government contract and they're like, yep, I'm already ready to go. Where the contracts at? I love that. Like my photographers that I brought on my channel, I just really like that. So we're gonna put in insurance, and then we're gonna put in those thousands of states that Mick West said he does. So he does Tennessee, okay, Delaware. I got contracts in Delaware. Delaware is very special. So anyone that works in there, bless you. Okay, bless you. All right, Pennsylvania. I got a contract in Pennsylvania, cleaning the Philadelphia Phillies stadium every season. Oh, that's the baseball stadium. Okay, North Carolina. We're gonna find you an insurance contract today. Okay, Illinois. I don't know how anybody lives in Chicago, yo. Like, well, Chicago's a beautiful, beautiful city. It's just too damn cold. I would only live there in the summer for real. And Michigan, boom. What they say? What up, though? That sounded really whack for me to say, but just thought that was kind of funny. Okay, boom. It's not letting me scroll down. Let me scroll down. Boom, search. Out of all of those states, there was only one. But we found more than that, I thought, when I searched earlier. Only one. And I don't know if that's the type of insurance you are able to provide from McWest. So Jonathan said Louisiana is the only, I'm guessing you're saying state that has parishes. So what are the names of the parishes then? Are they like, so it's county and parish? So what is the parish called? Like ward? Is that how it works? Great information. TJ Johnson says great information. Mick says thank you. Thank you for the information. Keep doing it. Thank you. So I saw those speaking gigs. So you guys then left me and you went to the website, didn't you? Didn't you? How often do you bid at this point? That's a good question. Honestly, we don't bid as much. We really focused for this year, for 2024, we really focused on building relationships and becoming subcontractors. Because before most of our contracts were prime. I have very few subcontracts. And so this year we decided to pivot to become subcontractors. We have our certification, so that really, really helped in that process. And I like it. I love it better because, and then, we also still sub. So it's like now that, to me, that's the true definition of middleman, if you want to say, is like we sub and then we sub out as well. So we're literally like in the middle. But it's to me, it's a little easier. So we don't have to worry about bidding. The contract is already in existence. We don't have to go and chase the work and get the bonding and all that. So we're just providing this section. If it's a big construction project, we're doing the painting. That's it. For whatever, $1 million, $2 million. And that's spectacular, to me. So Jonathan said that a parish is the same thing as a county. Okay, so I guess really it wouldn't be listed anywhere as a parish. So as long as it's not something listed differently, then we're all on the same page with that. So I am, for those who, there's a lot of y'all on here now. So those of you guys that came in late, what I was doing is showing my favorite website, Instantmarks, and looking up bids based on your location and your industry. So if you haven't already, then share your location and industry, and make sure you hit like on this video, please. It helps the algorithm a lot. Hit like on this video ASAP and share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. So boom. All right. So TJ Johnson, I hope that answered your question. That I think I kind of went down a rabbit hole, but as far as how often we bid, it just depends. A couple of times a month. And my team does it. I don't do it anymore. Hallelujah. I was doing the pricing, but I don't even do the pricing anymore. We just got a formula going, and I have a lot of peace. It's a beautiful thing. So Curtis said fire alarm installation in Connecticut. Okay, let's see. All these states. Ain't nobody said, nobody's in Georgia? None of y'all? Nobody? Even if you guys just drop where you're from, even if you don't have an industry, drop where you're located, and we can just see what's out there. So we're doing Connecticut, and we're doing fire alarm. Mick West, are you still there? You still there? All right. Nothing. Interesting. Now, when it comes to the fire alarm system, maybe it's security system. Let's look at security system. security system. Let's see. PAC security, and that's a DOD, and it says do NA. Oh, it's in Connecticut though. So, and it's at the VA. So I don't know. Let's look at fire alarm anywhere in the US. Because I'm sure you don't have to have, you have to have a specific to that location, like license or whatever. So if you're just selling the item, or you can find somebody to install it, that might be worth it. Okay, see, like they're in Illinois, they have replaced fire alarm system specifically. Okay, that's for Curtis. Yeah, so Curtis, are you a vet? Because of course that's going to help you if you got your veteran certification, and then it's at the VA hospital. So I'm sure you're probably familiar with that hospital, but that's for security systems. But for fire alarm systems, if you're specifically on that, right here in Illinois, if you can go in another state, he's a vet. Okay, so hopefully you have your SDVUSB. If not, you need to get it. But there's a lot of them that have fire alarm replacement and install, monitor, and inspection. Look at this. Yo, we might need to connect. Curtis, you're welcome. Send me an email so I can have your email address, because I really, there's a lot. And this is almost like exciting. I don't hardly ever look at bids, y'all. So this is like fun for me. Fire alarm system installed. That's federal. Yeah. There's a lot. So if you can go outside of the state, Curtis, then you're golden. You are golden. Golden grams. All right, let me go back up. So David Isaac said El Paso, Texas. I was stationed in El Paso. Who is still living there? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was not one of my favorite places, but who am I? It's not populating every time, y'all. So that's why I look crazy. El Paso, Texas. And let's just see what's popping there. So the ones that are available in El Paso are letter of interest development opportunities. So sometimes they'll have like big, massive projects for the whole state or something like that. And so they'll do like some sort of town hall, if you will, where they're discussing what they're trying to do. And so they'll pull in all these different companies. So it won't even necessarily be like a bid opportunity. It will be some kind of community development plan, and they'll invite you to those things. And this is due, well, at the end of the year, but well, next week or whatever, week after next. And so they'll kind of frame it as a bid, but it's not a bid. Anyway, just want to put that out there. Mobile kitchen units, this is all El Paso. Transit, fixed route services, on-call surveying. I've always wanted to be a surveyor. I was thinking about seeing what that school requirement is like to be a surveyor. The ones that we have at that almost like a telescope thing, but it's flat, and they like look at the whatever. I just thought that was the coolest job. On-call Horizon Construction, Fort Bliss, Texas, convert Boston Market to Panera Bread. Okay, that's cool. Electrical, DPTMS, forklift rental, athletic equipment installation and training. Let's just go to the second page and just see. This is all for El Paso, Texas. Custodial, okay, it's in a draft. I don't know what, maybe they haven't put it together yet. Repair and maintenance overhead, contact system. Also, when it says rebid, be careful of those, because if they weren't able to get what they needed the first time, there may be a reason. It may be good, but I'm just saying. Eligibility assessment, quality assurance services for El Paso County, animal supplies and medicines. Okay. Sports officials. Okay. Did they spell officials wrong? It looks like it. Sports officials. That's cool. Boom. Let me see. On-call surveying, roofing materials, on-call janitorial, blah, blah. Okay. New Haven, Connecticut. We already looked at Connecticut. Connecticut ain't got nothing. I'm just kidding. We didn't do New Haven. New Haven. Come on. Okay, New Haven, Connecticut. Damn. Is this New Haven? I don't know why it's at the bottom of the page, but food distribution services. No, I put in, let me make sure it's New Haven, not just Connecticut. New Haven. You see it wasn't populating before now, making me look like a liar. Okay, I guess it's the same one. So, turn my screen up. On-call engineering, irrigation replacement. I think we looked at some of these. Professional management services and restaurant operations for East Hartford Golf Club. Diesel generator. Yeah, we looked at a lot of these. Try fire. So Tarika said try fire suppression. So is that anywhere, Tarika? We're just gonna, I think it's anywhere. Fire suppression. Or were you talking about that specific location? But we'll look at anywhere. Boom. See that? Thank you though, Tarika. That's exactly what I mean, because it might be. Look at that. Look at that. Fire suppression. That's not the same thing as alarm, is it? Forgive my ignorance. I don't know, but there's quite a few for that too. Fire suppression services, electric services for fire suppression system. So as you can see, there was 400 results. So there's a lot. There is a lot, and thank you, Tarika, for that. Okay, so TJ Johnson said, how receptive are procurement officers when trying to build relationships? I see some agencies need multiple services. This is a people business, so there's a chance that they don't want to talk to you at all, right? There's a chance they don't want to talk to you. So it depends on the person. Some people really want to help, and some don't give a damn about you or your little business. Just saying. So, but you want to, when you come to them, you want to bring them something like, hey, GSA, which is a very special organization. Hey, GSA, we see that there's an opportunity coming up in December 2025. It's coming up for bid, and we'd love the chance to share our capability statement with you, type thing. So you start there, and then, each quarter communicating with them. If they're going to be at an event, let's say they're going to be at an event mid-year, and you've already reached out to them tomorrow or Monday, and then you sent them something in January, and you sent them something in April, and then they're going to be at an event in like June or July. You've already made 3 touch points, and you're like, hey, you remember me? I sent you my capability statement, and I just want to make sure that we can communicate about the opportunity coming up December 2025. So that's kind of how you build that relationship. There's some that will tell you like, no, you need to email me every month, because if it's not in my recent emails, I'm not going to remember you. So it's good to go to these industry days or how to do business with this county, that city, because they'll tell you exactly how they want to communicate with you. It's a people business. People. David said, I'm funny. Thank you. Crystal, what's up? Shout out to my battle buddy, Crystal. It's Instantmarks. Let me see if I can bring it, show the bottom so you can see the name, how it's spelled and everything, because it's only giving me like a small screen because I'm sharing. So you can see that. It says Instantmarks.com. And so Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm not saying I'm not going to be optimistic, but let's try it out. Little Rock. No one's ever asked me about Little Rock. It doesn't want to populate when I want it to populate. Little Rock, Arkansas. So the other website I can recommend is GovDirections. That's the one I was using at first. I love GovDirections. It also does federal and local. It's free to a point. Instantmarkets is pretty much free always. I've never paid, but I do pay for GovDirections as well. I just like both. I mean, and GovDirections has an app called RFP Delivery. So, you know, you can look at it easily on your phone. So GovDirections and this website, Instantmarkets, are my two favorite. All right, so Little Rock, Arkansas. I don't think it let me do Little Rock. Let me try it again. Like it wouldn't pre-populate. There we go. Little Rock. Little Rock. It helps if you guys can put your industry too. If you're already in an industry, then that can narrow it down quite a bit, of course. Public Student Loan Forgiveness Program Administration, whatever that is. Occupational Health Services, pre-employment physical screenings, drug and alcohol testing. Okay, I've had a few people ask me. I actually worked with a company that does medical testing, like on a large scale. Sources sought. Don't sleep on the sources sought. Remember, they're looking when there's a sources sought. Okay, on RFI, that means they're looking for people and they don't have people, or it's, you know, maybe niche or something. Application manager, right click software. Prisoner extradition services. What the hell is extradition services? Somebody tell me what extradition services is. Right now. What is an extradition? Prisoner, what? Okay, what is prisoner? I don't mind asking, okay? I don't know every damn thing. Extradition. I bet somebody's probably screaming at their computer. It means this, Sheena? I don't know what it means. A legal process that involves a transfer of a person accused or convicted of a crime. Just, okay, so removal or transport. Transport services for prisoners. Why didn't you just say that? That's like the cadaver legs thing. Like, why are we doing this? Okay, so if anyone does extradition services, then you good. You good in Arkansas. Ceiling motor lift for consumer economic development services. So that's Little Rock, okay? Oh, shout out to Jonathan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay. Thank you. I'm a huge fan, but I need a little help with state level. Do you have a course, mentorship, or training one-on-one? I have all certifications. You must not be a fan because you know I have a course and a mentorship program, okay? GovConNOW. I teach about federal, local, and corporate contracting, okay? So you can go to, let me just put in the website, Sheenapreneur.com. And if you're a veteran, you have a forever discount. Okay, we got some love in the building. Thank you so much, Ivan, aka Nightwave. Saw you were on and just hopped in the drop super chat coffee on me. Thank you. Because you know I like Starbucks. Since my McDonald's coffee is gone. Okay. Why the hell are all the McDonald's lattes gone? Like nationwide is what they said. I went to like 4 McDonald's, just like different times, like within 2-3 weeks. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And the lady told me that, oh, it came down from corporate that we can't sell lattes anymore. I'm like, y'all don't understand how addicted. I did a whole video on McDonald's lattes. That's how serious it is. And so the McDonald's is going as far as coffee for me. Now I got to do Starbucks and spend all my little money. So thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that because out here struggling, okay? Struggling with this. Starbucks just don't hit the same to me. Okay. So Roz Roberts said, hi, Los Angeles gardening. Ooh, don't dirt me with a good time. For those who don't know, I am a plant mama. I have a green thumb for real. Like I love plants. So I don't want to get too excited. Let me calm down. Roz Roberts said, Los Angeles. I don't know why it's not pre-populating sometimes. All right, let me put in the gardening first. And it might be under something else. You could put horticulture. I put in horticulture, gardening, and then Los Angeles. Let's see what they talking about. Okay, 19th, is that Saint Community Street Community, 19th Street, oh my God. Community garden phase. Don't hold that against me because it's been a long day. So seeking proposals from qualified firms to provide comprehensive consulting services for the development of a new citywide strategic plan. I'm trying to see if they're going to show. No, they're not showing exactly what they're talking about, but garden phase, I guess they're looking for. And thank you, Jonathan, transporting prisoners. I didn't know what it meant. So landscape, sometimes they'll put it on the landscape. That's another thing. This is for Roz. They'll put it on the landscape, but you know, it may not be gardening, tree trimming, plumber park, dog park construction. Let's put in horticulture, and you know I'm about to butcher the bejesus out this thank you, Lord, for pre-population. Okay. Let's see same thing. Okay, they must have put the tag or something, or the NIGP code or something for horticulture for this item. So this might be your best bet right here, is doing 8 days. That's for Roz. Bringing them back to state, the crime was committed. So everybody knew this but me. Everybody knew what whatever it was called, extradited, extras, whatever, is transporting prisoners. I didn't know. Cool. Jonathan said, I've been awarded 5 federal contracts, but Louisiana is that's unfortunate. So is India Coon? Hi, Kylie Cooney. Hello. All right. 94 I Street. Okay. I don't know what you're giving me, India Coon. I'm not sure what you're doing right now, but that's the opportunity that's available for gardening. So Jonathan, you're gonna have to send me an email with your proof of service, because of course I can't put the code on the site because everybody will use it. So send me an email with your proof of service, DD214, ID, whatever the case, and then you'll get an email back with the instructions on how to use the code, okay? And how much the discount is, okay? So Ross said, that's cool, from one plant mama to another. Amen. Amen. I'm telling you, if I was to show y'all my area, it's a little OD. I really do love plants. That's just my thing, is nobody cares about plants but me and you, Roz. So people don't want to hear about it. I'll talk about it all day. Okay. Boom. So G-Man says, Alexandria, VA. Let's look at that. And if you can share your industry, that'll help. If you have an industry, if you don't, for the sake of this video, that's okay. Alexandria, VA. Let's see what they talking about. A lot of results. I mean, and the DMV area is typically going to have a lot of everything because it's the DMV area, right? Y'all been hanging out with me for a whole hour. But okay, so for G-Man, can you tell me what industry you are looking at? Talk of the town, Nola. You talk about me, you like me? Well, I appreciate you. All right, so who was this for? G-Man. Okay, so there's 300 results. We'll just go through like the first 2 pages to show you what's there. The website is Instantmarks.com. Somebody share with S Clips what the website is, please. So production of native shrubs and grass plugs. Okay. Blitz stand. Whoa. Okay. I don't know what all this stuff is. RF antennas. Okay. Some of this stuff is a little cryptic, so forgive me for not reading them all. And for those who have popped in late, make sure you hit like on this video, please. It helps the algorithm. But where it says intent to sole source, usually that means they already have somebody and they couldn't find anyone else to fulfill, or they already know that this company is the best qualified for this opportunity. So when you see that, usually it means Not that there's no chance, but they've already kind of made up their mind. Just that's a little side note. Looking glass egg incubation room. I'm guessing they need some sort of with the Department of Interior. Then maybe they need some construction work. Okay. Okay, G-Man said moving services. And thank you, Talk of the Town. That I'm pretty. Thank you. I tried. So moving, I remember that was kind of like a little tricky, but we'll try it. One result. There go that sole source thing. Publication depot, postal and packing shipping services. Let's do, it had moving and storage. Let me just see if that changes anything. No, it's not going to be moving. What's another word for that? I'm just going to put moving and not moving services. Okay, capability statement collection. I have no, I got to read it. Hold on. This is the request. It's an RFI. Okay, so this is totally unrelated to what I was looking up, but I just wanted to read it. And it's an RFI. So RFI is the same thing as a sources sought. Planning and purposes does not. This is a request for information. I thought I was going to say what it was for, but I got to send this to my friend and see, because capability statement collection. That sounds interesting. And she does capability statements. I've had her on my channel twice. Her name is Bridget from Design Show. So anyone that does need a capability statement, you can reach out to her. She's on my channel twice. So, or you can just look up Design Show and find her information. But anywho, request, same thing. I don't know what the hell. So someone said earlier, and thank you, I think it might have been Tarika, that you can like kind of change some of these words to get the exact thing that you do. That's why those NAICS codes are so important. And I would go on to say, and I'm just going to say it because that's what I do, is speak my mind. But those who are having a hard time finding contracts, it's usually because you're not settled on any one thing. But if you're settled on the one thing, you're going to have all those solicitations and all those opportunities are going to come to you a lot easier. But when you're just kind of like, aimless, that's when you're having the most challenge. You feel like you're leaving yourself open for more opportunities when you're almost kind of like stopping yourself from getting the right opportunities. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. So Jonathan said, I'm having a computer operation error myself, but I'm having an email app issue. What's your email address? Okay, no problemo. Here is my email address. For any vets who are looking to get into my GovConNOW program, you have unlimited access to me. If you're in my industry, you have access to my past performance as well. I really want y'all to win. So everyone that's in my program knows this, has this. We do monthly calls. And we only do monthly calls because you guys can communicate with me anytime. So you schedule student calls with me as well, unlimited. And like I said, unlimited access via text if you have like a question here and there. So people do it all the time. Here's my email address. Boom. So if you are a veteran and you're like, give me my discount, then you just send proof of your information of your veteran status, and then you'll get instructions with the code. And it's forever. The discount is forever for veterans. Okay. I love all of y'all, but I'm just saying. Well, I've been on here for an hour. So anyone wants any last checks, what I'm doing right now, for those who don't know, I am looking up specific locations and specific bids for, opportunities in your state. Cause I'm big on local. That's where I started. That's where my company was born. Foresight Industries was born. We were born out of local. I had a few federal throughout the time, but local has been my bread and butter. And local doesn't just mean your state. Local means other states. That's anything that's not a federal contract, essentially, unless it's international, to my understanding, is local. I haven't heard anything else. So you have international, you have local, you have federal. Okay. And federal can also be international. But anyway, if it's not in the country where you live, then it's international. But I have local contracts in other states: Delaware, Philly, Tennessee, Florida, all that. So just so you know, that local also means other locations. So if anybody else has anything they want to share, I might stay on here for a few more minutes to see what's in Georgia. There's still a lot of y'all on here. So please still drop where you're from so we can see what's popping. Talk of the town, where you at? Where you located if you're still on? So we can look up that location. But I wanted to, I'm going to go back. I don't know if I put the state for the motivational speaking. Motivational speaker. There's a lot of people who really, that's a lot of results, but I don't think that that's true and accurate about everything being motivational speaking. Who speaks French? Motivational French speaker. What is this? Standardized high school placement assessment for students in grades 8 through 12. Wow. Fundraising vendor application. Unlimited access professionally, okay, is what I mean. Unlimited access to get you a contract, not like anything other than that. Instructional and curriculum consulting services. So it starts veering off into some other stuff. But let's go with, you guys are funny in this chat. Jonathan said, dang. Yeah, unlimited access as far as to get you contracts. Professional only. Okay. So I think we looked at New Orleans already. So I'm gonna put in speaking. I've seen, what's it called? I just saw where it says pastor, whatever, like religious leader contracts too. So professional training consulting services, speakers. I saw that one earlier. Speaker services. This might be an actual speaker, like a boombox speaker. You guys are funny. Let me know your last couple of industries. I'll look it up just by industry, so you guys can see where those industries are actually located. So just drop some industries that you're thinking about for those who are still on, because there's still a lot of y'all on, but y'all not speaking. The last few, and then I'm gonna dip out of here. What was some of the other ones I was looking at? I want an embassy contract. Like that's my, before I ride out with, retiring or whatever, I want an embassy contract. That would be so dope. U.S. Embassy. So let me think. Where can I find? Okay, technology. Yeah, nobody said that. Technology. Thank you, Yolanda. Technology software. So there's 900 results. So obviously, technology is so vast that you can narrow it down significantly, like cybersecurity, hardware, software, instructors, staff, all kind of stuff. Yeah. Educational technology products and services, information technology services in New Jersey, space technology, microsystems, technology office. And again, so also out of these 922 results, that doesn't mean that every single thing is specifically technology. It could be a technology office that needs to be renovated. And it's like, well, y'all are messing this up. So, just think about that too. You guys are really funny. Information technology and cybersecurity services. So if you got a crush, Nola, spend the money, get the course. Like, that's how you let me know, is by buying into the program. That's what we do over here. That's what we do over here. Temporary staffing services. Okay, so get the point with technology, right? Any last calls for those, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Again, this is Instantmarks, so you can set up alerts on here some kind of way. I forgot how to do it. Alerts, boom, easy. And you can have it for daily, and I think it's only showing like that because the screen is a little smaller. Okay. Saved opportunities, view opportunities, alerts. No, that's notifications. I'm tripping. Daily. So, okay. Oh, so y'all get the point. It's somewhere in here where you got to go in. This is how you change the alerts, but let me see. Okay, yeah. So you can put in your information of what industry you're in. Y'all can see that, right? Okay, yeah. What industry you're in, and also opportunities. So start building your opportunity pipeline, browse relevant opportunities, click save, icon opportunities you want to track. So it gives you everything you need. Okay. And so that's what this site, I just love it. I just love it. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And everybody that stayed on, I really appreciate, damn, I can't minimize. I'm on this Mac. I really appreciate y'all. And I really appreciate tremendously my super chatters, Jonathan and Ivan, aka Nightway. I really appreciate the love. Means a lot. Yeah. So thank you guys for staying on with me for over an hour. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So please like this video if you have not already, and please share it with someone you think could benefit from it. And I am going to dip out. And what else? Remember, again, my course, GovCon Now. Let me put that up here. You go to Sheenapreneur.com. Okay. Sheenapreneur.com. If you're a vet, you just send an email with your veteran status, Lord have mercy, with your veteran status, and you'll get the instructions to the code. And then also, I'm sorry, y'all, it's been a long day. I cannot even talk, but you'll get the code and the instructions on the discount for veterans. And then with the course comes a mentorship where you have unlimited access to me, my past performance, and on occasion on my team, because sometimes I might actually need you to help me with a contract. And I put several people on my contracts with me. So yeah, I would love for you all to join the tribe, the GovCon Now tribe. And then we also have a GovCon Moneymakers community, which is 100% free. And it is, where is it? It's going to be in the description on this video. It's in all my descriptions, but it's going to be in the description of this video. So you're welcome to join. And people are doing meetups, and they're doing people in the same geographical location are doing meetups, and they're doing work together, JVs, and all that kind of wonderful stuff. So until next time, y'all, it is your favorite veteran. Peace out.